Stay tuned, and we are going to tell you everything that's going on with the real estate market right now. We're also going to dive deep into what is taking place with the mortgage forbearance and what you can do if you filed for mortgage forbearance. Before we do, I want to introduce myself. My name is Brandie with the Mathison-Klein Group here at Keller Williams Realty in Central Florida. And we love helping people with their real estate needs, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. So be sure to check out our website at brandiesells.com. All right, so we are in July right now. We are looking at all of the stats from what was taking place in the market from the month of June. And you will find that the market is still extremely hot right now. And the number of sales that are taking place has skyrocketed. Even so, I don't really like necessarily comparing it to 2020 because we were still in the middle of a pandemic. So if you look at it and you compare it to 2019, sales are still higher from in 2021 to if you compare it to 2019. Now, if sales are higher, but the number of inventory is about half of what it was in 2019, and it's even less than what it was in 2020. So what that does is it means that the number of months of inventory has decreased quite significantly. We are down under a month's supply of inventory. That's been the case. We've had a very, very low amount of inventory since the beginning of the year. And one of the things that I have noticed is that we've seen a little bit of a decline in buyers, in the buyer activity that's taking place. So there's been some buyers that have said, you know what, I'm going to just put the brakes on things right now. And then there's also some folks that are taking advantage of the summer months. They're traveling and they're putting their home buying on pause right now. Homes are still selling very quickly. In fact, the days on market is also less than a month. So we have a less than a month supply of inventory, and the average days on market is less than a month. Currently, right now, the average sales price is just over $331,000, which has increased significantly since 2020. However, what we've found is that average sales price is staying pretty steady. So we're at about a 17% increase in our average market value. So all of those stats are really good, and interest rates are still staying very low as well. So if you are in the market to buy or sell, once again, it is still an excellent market to do either or. I kind of feel like a broken record because that's what I've been saying now for the past few months, but it's true. In fact, as I mentioned, some of the buyer activity has slowed down slightly, which has been good. Not only for our market, but it's also good for the buyers that are out there right now, because what we're seeing is that, they have a little bit more opportunity to get their offers accepted. One of the other things that we have been seeing is that there's been a few more homes that have been going under contract and then coming out of contract and going back on the market due to appraisal issues. Because we are in such a competitive market, buyers are putting in very aggressive offers. Sellers are accepting those offers, and then while they're in their contingency periods, there might be appraisal issues or inspection issues that are causing the deals to fall through. So there are some homes that are coming back on the market right now as well. Now, if you filed for mortgage forbearance in the last year, I want to go ahead and jump into that and talk about what some of your options are, and also to let you know that they did extend the moratorium out as well for certain homeowners. So I'm going to go over, there's a really great article that I read, and basically it's indicating that the new protections run through September of this year for FHA. So if you have an FHA-backed loan, this is something that you would want to potentially take a look at. So here's the deal. If you have a federally backed loan through FHA, what they did was on June 25th, they actually extended that out. And so if you look here, it actually outlines all of your different options for an FHA COVID-19 forbearance period. This was updated on June 25th. And so, for example, if in the event you started your forbearance on March 1st, that takes you out through June 30th, and then you can continue to extend it out. Now, if you haven't filed for forbearance yet, let's say that you've been making your payments, then you would only get a 6-month forbearance, and you wouldn't be able to extend that out any further. However, you still could actually file for a mortgage forbearance if you have an FHA loan. This right here talks about if you are getting ready to exit your forbearance, but your monthly payment is still too high. They do have some modification programs that you can also take advantage of as well. They also go over and discuss some of the new foreclosure protections for homeowners. So be sure to check that out and see if your circumstances fit within any of those parameters. So this is very interesting because it talks about what happens when my forbearance period ends. So it indicates that at least 30 days before your final forbearance period ends, your loan servicer will reach out and talk to you about what your next steps are. So it's very, very important that you don't put your head in the sand. You want to be proactive with this if you are talking with your lender, and you want to be able to also know what your repayment options are. So here it outlines what your payment options are, and there's a lot of different payment options. You don't have to just pay the lump sum back. Now, once again, this is for government-backed loans. If you have a conventional loan, there are different parameters that are at play that you need to check with your lender on and see what your options are with that. But they've got a lot of really great options. So you could either pay a portion of the forbearance amount in your monthly payment. You can defer it. So you can move that balance of the period of time that you didn't make your mortgage payment off to the back of your loan, or if you were to refinance it, then it will be accounted for with that. You can either move your missed payments to the end of your loan, or you can put them into an interest-free second mortgage as well, or you could modify your mortgage. So let's say that you weren't able to fully afford to pay your regular amount, your regular mortgage payment, then you could modify your loan and be able to make your payments lower. The last option is paying it in one lump sum, which I really don't anticipate a ton of people doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have filed for the mortgage forbearance in the first place. And this right here, it has some contact information if you have specific questions about the type of loan that you have. My suggestion is that you call your loan servicer and you talk to them. Now, if you're talking to any 1-800 number, just know that you want to have a pad of paper, a pen. You want to make notes of the call that you're doing, and you want to make sure that you're documenting everything. Make sure that you are available to be on hold for quite some time, but don't put your head in the sand. There are so many different options that you have, and if not doing any of those options, if none of those are the best options for you and you want to look at selling your home, that's where we come into play. We can give you a complimentary market analysis on your home, let you know exactly what you could sell your home for in today's market, and also what you would be able to walk away with so that you can determine if that's going to be in your best interest by taking advantage of the market where it is right now, because it is one of the hottest markets to sell in for sure. So I hope that this information is helpful for you. Be sure to stay tuned, subscribe to our channel for updated information, and be sure to check out the website that I'm referencing here and also our website as well. You guys take care.